Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ken, and today we're here to review A Family Affair.
Yeah.
This is a new Netflix movie. It's got Zac Efron and Nicole Kidman in it, and it is a continuation of our Netflix Gold or Garbage series that we're doing on the channel. Let you guys know what you should be checking out on good old Netflix.
That's right.
But before we get into talking about our thoughts, hit the subscribe button, because we talk about a lot of movies on this channel, some TV, and we do fun, entertaining live streams every single Monday night.
Yeah.
So if you like that kind of stuff, hit the subscribe button. Also,
don't forget to like the video.
Don't forget to like the video, like she said. And then comment down below, did you watch this movie? Are you going to watch this movie? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. So, A Family Affair. Where do you want to start with this one?
Yeah, so when I, first saw about this, I was like, oh boy. I feel like it's the year of the older woman and younger man. We also had the, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. I don't know the actor's name, but
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway,
Yeah.
She plays the older woman, and there is a younger guy.
The Robin the Cradle genre.
Yeah. So, and then we've got this one. So, I was definitely.
I will say, though, we had this debate on our live stream. I feel like it's a little different when you go a little bit later in life. Like Zac Efron's playing like a 34-year-old. Nicole Kidman's playing a 50-year-old. That's a little different than a 40 and a 20-year-old, at least in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, so I just wasn't really quite sure how the chemistry was going to be between the two of them. And I'm here to say that it wasn't there.
Okay. You didn't think it was there. I thought they had a little chemistry.
You thought?
I thought there was a little chemistry present there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest. After thinking about it for a little bit, I feel like, I think her name is Joey King.
Joey King.
Yeah, she's in this as well. She plays Nicole Kidman's daughter, and she is also Zac Efron's character's personal assistant. Zac Efron plays, kind of going into the plot of the movie in case you don't know, but Zac Efron, he plays a celebrity, a movie star. He's a movie star, and Joey King's character is, like I said, his personal assistant, and then Nicole Kidman is Joey's mom.
Yeah, Zac Efron plays like the equivalent of Ben Stiller's character from Tropic Thunder, I feel like.
You think?
Where he's
Yeah.
in like an action sci-fi series that goes on for way too long. It's like the fifth one that he's filming in the
they're definitely kind of making there's some, would you say, satire, or it's like they're kind of making fun of it.
Some meta aspects to it, some
Yeah.
referential inside Hollywood type stuff. They talk about Die Hard, they talk about how speeds die hard on a bus, and
Stuff
and
like
all
that.
kind of
So
stuff.
but yeah, so that's kind of just the plot of it, and I feel like, going back to chemistry, I feel like Joey King and Zac Efron had some good chemistry, not romantic chemistry, but I just felt like I could buy into their kind of dysfunctional, work and personal relationship. I felt like
boss employee.
Yeah, because they were also kind of friends, but she was feeling kind of taken advantage of, and she was wanting to kind of work her way up, and he was, promising her things and wasn't, delivering. And
Yeah, that felt like, the good old classic. She felt like he was holding her back. But yeah, we were talking when we were watching the movie, and I was like, oh, Cry Me a River, you've been working for him for 2 years, and you didn't get the big promotion.
Well, that 2 years is
I feel like that's a Gen Z thing. It's like, give it to me all now or nothing.
Anyway, I felt like Zac Efron and her had a good chemistry.
I do like that they didn't try to go romantic with them. They could have gone into a plot where she had a crush on Zac Efron and stuff, but they didn't go in that direction. So
yeah, I agree with you.
Good.
I agree with you as well. But as far as buying into Zac Efron and Nicole Kidman, I don't know. I just didn't. It felt very. They wanted us to believe that they were kind of it started as a sexual. They had this sexual chemistry together, or they were attracted to each other sexually first. And there's this scene where they kind of accidentally meet, and they have some tequila shots together, and they basically get drunk and hook up. And so I don't know, it just didn't work for me. It just did not feel I didn't get the heat of the
Yeah,
heat
like
of the
I
moment.
guess that's where I guess the chemistry worked for me. Like I could buy into the sexual chemistry.
You know, I think they were also kind of like just playing on the fact that they had both been out, you know, had just gotten, well, not just gotten out of relationships. Well, he had, but she had had a husband that passed away. And so, you know, it was again kind of one of those like typical, like finding love again accidentally, like getting back out there kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, which they bring into the plot like way too late. You know,
You
like
think?
the whole like you knew about her husband dying and everything, but you didn't know like a lot of specific details that I feel like would have helped set up the relationship between her and Zac Efron early on if they would have established that maybe in the first 30 minutes instead of like within the last 30 minutes. So I thought that was kind of a weird placement to bring that plot in,
Gotcha.
those details.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think, you know, this movie was also almost 2 hours long, which is way too long for like a rom-com.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like
it,
90 minutes.
yeah, it just had a bunch of like filler, and I just didn't feel like it was necessary.
Was that Jessica Alba movie we watched that I've already forgot the title? Was that 2 hours long too? It's like Netflix needs to work on their editing.
Yeah,
of their
I think
movies.
I think
I know
that
Atlas was.
probably was, yeah. You know, I feel like we kind of complain about the length of movies a lot on this channel, but at the end of the day, I mean, it is a important thing to consider because, you know, I mean, it affects your
Yeah.
thoughts on the movie when it's just too long and you kind of lose interest and, yeah, so definitely too long for a rom-com. I will say I don't know if you would agree, but there were a couple of funny, you know, lines that worked for me. Like you said earlier, Zac Efron, he's kind of playing this like movie star that is like unintentionally making fun of movie stars.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like his character is actually making fun of himself.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
He's making fun of the franchise movie star, like the person that's in the
Right.
blockbusters.
But
sequels.
he's not like self-aware. Like I feel like he's kind of this like he is playing this kind of clueless, self-absorbed guy.
Yeah.
But like to the viewer, you get that he's making fun of
Yeah.
movies.
Like I said,
in
he's
real life,
a less
so.
extreme parody version of what Ben Stiller does in Tropic Thunder. So we also haven't mentioned Kathy Bates
Yeah.
is in this movie.
That was a surprise.
I always enjoy seeing Kathy Bates. She's one of my favorite actresses. Whenever she's in a movie, I just think it gets better. She's moving into her grandma phase.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she's been here for a little bit longer than I'm thinking, but she did the Hello God, It's Me, Margaret movie
that's
recently.
true. Yeah.
So she's kind of moved into that. I'm the grandma. But she just always has like a certain level of charisma, and I don't feel like she's ever really lost it.
Yeah.
She just feels like she's been consistent all throughout her career.
So anyway, I don't know. I feel like you know, it was pretty okay.
It was mediocre. You can go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
It
So
was mid, as the kids say. I will say though, it's a romantic comedy, and those have kind of found a home on streaming at this point. Whereas they used to be really popular, like in the 90s, 80s, 90s. Harry Met Sally, Sleepless in Seattle. They're not really like super popular anymore. Like even in the 2000s, like there was some big ones like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. We just don't get those like on a big scale anymore like we used to. So I think this is an adequate romantic comedy. If you like those kind of movies, you'll probably enjoy this one. It's nothing special, but I think it's decent for what it is. I feel like
you liked it more than I did.
I didn't love it, but I don't like gravitate towards these kind of movies. Like I feel like normal women housewives are just looking for something to watch on Netflix.
I feel like too, kind of going back to rom-coms not being like as like they kind of go straight to streaming or something. I feel like back in the day, I feel like rom-coms are usually like they're just kind of cheesy, you know, they're corny. It's hard to make a rom-com without coming across as cheesy because I mean, let's face it, love is cheesy sometimes.
It can be.
So I feel like back in the day, you know, I feel like it was just more acceptable. Like people weren't as judgmental about the cheesiness and stuff. Whereas I feel like now it's like cringe, or
Everybody's
it's just,
more self-aware now.
Yeah,
I think that's a social media thing too.
Yeah, it's just too like, it's just too cheesy now. It's too I don't know. It's just not as like.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's parts of this movie that I feel like Hallmark, you know, level cheesiness, but I still think it's something that has an audience, and I feel like there will be people that watch this and enjoy it. And there is star power here. I mean, Nicole Kidman and Zac Efron. I mean, Kathy Bates. So I don't know. I can't completely hate on it. It's not a movie I'd ever watch again.
Yeah.
But it's fine for what it is, I think. But do you want to get into our gold or garbage? Where would you put this? I'm curious after hearing your thoughts. I thought you liked this more than what you're letting on in this review.
No, so, you know, it is tricky with the gold or garbage, because, you know, a lot of movies fall in between, but you just got to go with, do you take the 2 hours to watch it? Is it worth checking out? Or do you skip it? And so I'm going to say that this is garbage.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I'm going to say that it's not.
I'm going to surprise you here. I'm going to say for what it is, and for what's on Netflix, I think you could do a lot worse. And because I can't put this in the straight mid category, I'm gonna say gold.
Wow.
I'm gonna say
I
gold.
knew you were gonna do that.
I recommend it if you like these kind of movies. I think you'll like it. And like I said, there are worse films on Netflix like this that you could check out. So I think this is on the better side of that genre on streaming. So I'll say gold.
I'll
say gold.
Yeah,
but
the chemistry just wasn't there for me. So.
I get it. But that's our review of A Family Affair. I almost forgot the title. These titles are so forgettable.
It's so gold worthy, you don't even know the title.
Like I said, I'll never watch it again, but I'm trying to do a good job of recommending it to people that might enjoy it, that might be watching this video. But let us know your thoughts on the movie if you watch in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.